Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Learning Redefined.SG. My name is Enoch. I'm so glad that you can join me. Today's episode is episode 5, So You Think You Can Flip. Now this episode is largely targeted at two audiences. The first group is you are thinking of flipping, hence the title, so you think you can flip, but you're not too sure where to start, how to start. So this will help you to get yourself started. The next group of teachers will be those who are really on the fence. You are thinking to flip or not to flip. Now that's the question you're asking. So I hope that you will continue on watching this video, and hopefully after these videos you will be convinced and you will see the benefit and the ease of how to flip your classroom. Okay, as usual you can follow me at those links below. Now there are 3 parts to this video. Okay, because I want to make each video short. So this is part 1. In part 1, we are going to ask ourselves 10 questions that we have to ask before we flip. So in part 1, it is more like a preparation that you should have before you start planning your flip lesson. Okay, in part 2, I will show you how to plan for a flip lesson. And in part 3, I will give you a live demo of the tools I've used to create, upload, and embed the videos that we use. Okay, so let's move on to part 1. Now before we start, I assume that you know and you understand what Flipped Classroom is. If you have no idea what Flipped Classroom is, you've never heard of it, then I please ask you to stop watching this video first, click on that link, and learn why and what Flipped Classroom is. Okay, so let's move on. So 10 questions you should ask before you flip your class. Now these 10 questions are not questions that I crafted. It was crafted by John Bergman. John Bergman is one of the pioneers of Flipped Classroom. You can learn more about him at the link there. Alright. So question number 1. What will you flip? So the key here is to start small. You can choose to flip one lesson. And if you find success in that lesson, move on to one unit. And if you find success in that unit, move on to more units, and eventually you will realize that you will start flipping your entire subject. And essentially that was the journey that I took. I started off by flipping my the unit of decimals in primary 4 last year. And from decimals I moved on to other units, and this year I've started flipping my entire math lesson, and in the later part of the year I actually started flipping my science lessons as well. Okay, so now I'm fully flipping my both my math and science, and for math I've gotten bought other teachers who are flipping as well. Okay, so start small and we work towards a big success. Question number 2. Who will make your videos? It will be a case of, do you take videos from other sources versus creating your own? Now you realize that I've created most of my videos. Reason being that especially here in Singapore, we find there are very little videos that are suited for our Singapore context, Singapore curriculum, and so I had to make my own videos. And the other reasons was also because I felt that making my own videos helped me connect with my students, because I am the one teaching them, not someone else. And that was that relationship that I was trying to build with my students, that even at home I'm there. And some of my students even commented, Mr. Ng, your voice is with us even though we are at home. Okay, so that's that power that video brings. Number 3, if you create your video, what tool will you use? So it depends on what is right for you. Choose something that is comfortable for you. So I started off by using this software, Screencast-O-Matic. This web tool, Screencast-O-Matic, and this will be the web tool that I will demo to you in part 3 of the video. This is a free web tool, no software installation required, and so that's why I liked it. Okay, now this video that you're watching is recorded using this Camtasia Studio. This is a more advanced screen recording software, and it has certain more advanced video editing features. Now whether or not it's suitable for you, you have to decide on your own. Number 4, where will you place your videos? So the key here is it must be easy to access for students, because if they find it difficult to access, then the chances of them watching is going to be very low. So what I did was, for both last year and this year, I created websites. And I hosted all my videos on that website. So it will be a one-stop place for my students to watch the video. And this year, because I have other teachers creating videos. I have other levels creating videos. So I've decided that this website, flippingblgps.weebly.com, will be the one-stop place for all of us, to both students and teachers, to go there to watch the videos. Eventually, we may import or we may move all this into our school website, so it's a more centralized location. So this is something you have to think about. Number 5, how will you check if your students watch the video? So this is important, because we need to know and we need to make sure that they are watching the videos, just like how we need to make sure students are doing their homework. So what I did last year, the whole idea is accountability. So what I did last year was I gave out, or rather this year as well, I gave out video worksheets. So in the video worksheets, it is basically blanks, a lot of blanks in there. Instructions are not given as well. So basically what they will have to do is to watch the video, and because the video will give the instructions, and then they will have to fill up or answer the questions that are found in the video. So when they come back and when they submit the video worksheets to me, if they are able to complete it properly, I will know that they have watched the video. And if they are able to answer the questions correctly, that is the next layer where I know that they have understood the video. Because watching and understanding, it's two different matter. Okay, so there are other tools like Puzzle, Verso app. So these are two tools that allows you to check, and these are tools that are really meant for flipped lessons. So they help you to check whether the students have watched or not. So immediately I get the data from the web tool itself. Okay. So number 6, how will you communicate to your students how to access your flipped content? Now it's important to tell them how and where to find the videos, and it's also important for those with home internet access and those without home internet access. So again, like I said, I used the website, so I actually showed them my first lesson. I actually showed them where and how to access the videos, and for those without internet access, I also tell them how to go about watching it if you can't watch it at home. Alright, so basically they will have to come early or stay back after school to use the free access labs in the school. Question 7, how will you teach your students how to watch your video content for comprehension? So it's important, like I mentioned, watching a video and understanding the video is two different matters altogether. So the key here is to watch with them once, and that was what I did. The first flipped video, we did it in class. So, I mean, the reason was because I wanted to demo, to role model how to watch a video in class. And these two functions or features are very important, and you might think that students may know it, but sometimes they may not, especially for younger students. So the features of how to rewind, how to go back to rewatch a video, and how to pause a video if they need to think, if they need to take a break. So these are things that we need to teach them. Okay. Number 8, how will you communicate to your students about how flipped learning is different? And they have to understand that it's actually more work for the students, because no longer they are passively sitting back and then relaxed, just listening and dreaming and dozing off, but now they are actively doing, they're actively engaging, their minds are switched on almost the whole entire period. And so you have to prepare students, because some students may not like it. Alright. Number 9, how will you communicate to your parents about how flipped learning is different? Now this is key, because you have to get the buy-in, to get the partnership from parents. If not, your flipped learning will definitely fail, because for the very simple reasons, kids will be watching videos at home, and if parents stop them, because they do not understand why they are on the computer so much, then there will be repercussions, or your flipped learning will not go on as well. And there's also the other side of the cyber wellness on screen time. So we have to communicate to the parents, and what we communicate is, or what I've communicated is, the benefits. What is flipped learning, and the benefits of flipped learning, and how can parents support me. Okay, so what I did was I sent out a letter at the start of each year, both last year and this year, to tell them about these things, and also to share with them that, hey, the video is at home. One of the powerful things about flipped learning is the parents can learn with their child at home. And in that letter, I also explain how they can do that. Okay? And last but not least, the most important question you should ask is, what do I do with my class time? So now that we've freed up those class times, you are no longer teaching content in class, but they are coming in class to apply. What do you do with them? And this is important. At the end of the day, the question that we ask when we do flip is, what's the best use of my class time? And is it just doing worksheets, Is it doing problem-based learning? Is it doing is it playing games? Is it whatever? I mean, there are so many things you can do with the class time to engage your students, to help them to learn and understand and apply the content for themselves. Okay, so I hope that you have a good idea, and these 10 questions are really good questions to really start you, and it will be sort of like a checklist to get you started to plan your own flip learning, be it a lesson, a unit, or even the entire subject. Okay, now click here for part 2 if to move on to the next part where I will teach you how to plan for your flip lesson, or if you want to, you can skip down to the third part where I will show you how to create, upload, and embed your video. See you in the next part.